Today is Monday, August 24th, 2026, and this is Read Through the Bible.
And yesterday we had another just packed day of activities here in Budapest, Hungary.
Yeah, it was very good. We started the day off by visiting a church in Budapest called Soli Deo Gloria Reformed Baptist Church.
Yep, it wasn't the biggest of churches, but the people there were very kind, and the worship was honoring, and the message was rock solid as he preached Romans 16. He just finished preaching all the way through the book of Romans. I asked the pastor afterwards, what's next? He said, Hosea. So he's just an expositor through books. We really appreciate that. And then
after getting some lunch, then we got on the road and we drove to a castle that is kind of northwest of Budapest, right on the border with Slovakia, actually. And it's a castle called the Visegrad Castle.
Yep.
Up on a big hill that looks out over a big bend in the Danube River.
Yeah, it is a mighty fortress. Would have been built like in the 1300s.
Yeah.
And would have been super difficult to conquer because it was so high and the walls were so thick. And this was like
and they could
Dark
see,
Ages time, and they could see from a long ways around.
Yeah. Anyway, it was beautiful. It was very old. Really fascinating to see something so old.
Yep. But here we're going to read the Bible. And on Friday, we finished the book of Jeremiah.
That's right. And then after that, we did a recap edition where we overviewed the whole book.
And it'd be super helpful for you to listen to that as you just kind of put Jeremiah in your mind. Today, we're going to start another book that Jeremiah wrote.
That's right. It's called Lamentations.
Yeah.
And Lamentations actually means to lament, which is to cry and to weep. And that's what Jeremiah was doing.
Yeah, because he is weeping over the destruction of Jerusalem. The book of Jeremiah was all leading up to the destruction of Jerusalem and how Babylon's going to come and exile everybody. But now it's happened, and now Jeremiah is basically looking over the city and wailing for the judgment that has taken place, that God has taken upon his people. Before we read Lamentations, it would be helpful a little bit to get the idea of the structure of the book. If you look at chapter 1, 2, and 4 have 22 verses in it. Chapter 3 has 66 verses in it. It's because there are 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet, and verse 1 of chapter 1 starts with the letter A in Hebrew, whatever, Aleph, and then verse 2 starts with B and kind of goes right A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just every letter of the alphabet. So does chapter 2. In chapter 3, there's 66 verses, so the first 3 verses go like A, 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 B, 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 C, 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 and the reason for this is it draws attention to chapter 3. And then chapter 4, again, goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right on down the line. And then chapter 5, even though it has 22 verses, doesn't follow acrostic at all. But the point of that is that the middle gets special attention. And when we tomorrow read chapter 3, we're going to see the middle of the chapter 3 is the whole key to the book.
Right.
But we will get that tomorrow. We're going to read Lamentations chapters 1 and 2. Begins like this. How lonely sits the city that was full of people. How like a widow she has become, she who is great among the nations, she who was a princess among the provinces, has become a slave.
She weeps bitterly in the night, with tears on her cheeks. Among all her lovers, she has none to comfort her. All her friends have dealt treacherously with her. They have become her enemies.
Judah has gone into exile because of affliction and hard servitude. She dwells now among the nations, but finds no resting place. Her pursuers have all overtaken her in the midst of her distress.
The roads to Zion mourn, for none come to the festival. All her gates are desolate. Her priests groan. Her virgins have been afflicted, and she herself suffers bitterly.
Her foes have become the head. Her enemies prosper, because the Lord has afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children have gone away captives before the foe. Let's just stop there, verse 5. I mean, this is kind of the core of what's happened, is that the Lord has afflicted Jerusalem because of the multitude of her transgressions, and many of her children have gone away as exiles into Babylon. That's the situation here in verse 5, the situation in Lamentations.
Okay, verse 6. From the daughter of Zion, all her majesty has departed. Her princes have become like deer that find no pasture. They fled without strength before the pursuer.
Jerusalem remembers in the days of her affliction and wandering all the precious things that were hers from days of old, when her people fell into the hand of the foe, and there was none to help her. Her foes gloated over her. They mocked at her downfall.
Jerusalem sinned grievously. Therefore she became filthy. All who honored her despise her, for they have seen her nakedness. She herself groans and turns her face away.
Her uncleanness was in her skirts. She took no thought of her future. Therefore her fall is terrible. She has no comforter. O Lord, behold my affliction, for the enemy has triumphed.
The enemy has stretched out his hands over all her precious things, for she has seen the nations enter her sanctuary, those whom you forbade to enter your congregation.
All her people groan as they search for food. They trade their treasures for food to revive their strength. Look, O Lord, and see, for I am despised.
Is it nothing to you, all you who pass by? Look and see if there is any sorrow like my sorrow, which was brought upon me, which the Lord incited on the day of his fierce anger.
From on high he sent fire into my bones. He made it descend. He spread a net for my feet. He turned me back. He has left me stunned, faint all the day.
My transgressions were bound into a yoke. By his hand they were fastened together. They were set upon my neck. He caused my strength to fail. The Lord gave me into the hands of those whom I cannot withstand.
The Lord rejected all my mighty men in my midst. He summoned an assembly against me to crush my modern men. The Lord has trodden as in a winepress the virgin daughter of Judah.
For these things I weep. My eyes flow with tears. For a comforter is far from me, one to revive my spirit. My children are desolate, for the enemy has prevailed.
Zion stretches out her hands, but there is none to comfort her. The Lord has commanded against Jacob that his neighbors should be his foes. Jerusalem has become a filthy thing among them.
The Lord is in the right, for I have rebelled against his word. But hear, all you peoples, and see my suffering. My young women and my young men have gone into captivity.
I called to my lovers, but they deceived me. My priests and elders perished in the city, while they sought food to revive their strength.
Look, O Lord, for I am in distress. My stomach churns, my heart is wrung within me, because I have been very rebellious. In the street the sword bereaves, in the house it is like death.
They heard my groaning, yet there is none to comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that you have done it. You have brought the day you announced, yet let them be as I am.
Let all their evil doing come before you, and deal with them as you have dealt with me, because of all my transgressions. For my groans are many, and my heart is faint.
Yeah, and so there in chapter 1, we see this lonely city, chapter 1, verse 1, that once was full of people because it has been wiped out. And this is just a chapter where Jeremiah is just groaning. It says right there in that last verse, my groans are many and my heart is faint. Mm. So chapter 1 is really focused upon Jeremiah and just his distress. And in chapter 2, we see Jeremiah relating about the anger of the Lord as he poured out his wrath upon Jerusalem. Chapter 2, verse 1, how the Lord in his anger has set the daughter of Zion under a cloud. He has cast down from heaven to earth the splendor of Israel. He has not remembered his footstool in the day of his anger. And by the way, as you listen to this, listen how many times it talks about the Lord doing these things. He did it, he did it, yeah. He did it. Though clearly it was Babylon who destroyed Jerusalem from an earthly perspective, yet from a spiritual, broader, heavenly perspective, it was the Lord who struck down Jerusalem for sure.
Okay, here we go. Verse 2, the Lord has swallowed up without mercy all the inhabitants of Jacob. In his wrath, he has broken down the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. He has brought down to the ground in dishonor the kingdom and its rulers.
He has cut down in fierce anger all the might of Israel. He has withdrawn from them his right hand in the face of the enemy. He has burned like a flaming fire in Jacob, consuming all around.
He has bent his bow like an enemy, with his right hand set like a foe, and he has killed all who were delightful in our eyes in the tent of the daughter of Zion. He has poured out his fury like fire.
The Lord has become like an enemy. He has swallowed up Israel. He has swallowed up all its palaces. He has laid in ruins its stronghold, and he has multiplied in the daughter of Judah mourning and lamentation.
He has laid waste his booth like a garden, laid in ruins his meeting place. The Lord has made Zion forget festival and Sabbath, and in his fierce indignation has spurned king and priest.
The Lord has scorned his altar, disowned his sanctuary. He has delivered into the hand of the enemy the walls of her palaces. They raised a clamor in the house of the Lord as on the day of festival.
The Lord determined to lay in ruins the wall of the daughter of Zion. He stretched out the measuring line. He did not restrain his hand from destroying. He caused rampart and wall to lament. They languished together.
Her gates have sunk into the ground. He has ruined and broken her bars. Her king and princes are among the nations. The law is no more, and her prophets find no vision from the Lord.
Verse 10, the elders of the daughter of Zion sit on the ground in silence. They have thrown dust on their heads and put sackcloth on. The young women of Jerusalem have bowed their heads to the ground.
Yeah, so here we see a transition kind of away from what the Lord has done to the response of the people. Then verse 10 is the elders. He's going to talk about himself in verse 11. My eyes are spent with weeping. My stomach churns. My bile is poured out to the ground because of the destruction of the daughter of my people, because infants and babies faint in the streets of the city.
They cry to their mothers, "Where is bread and wine?" As they faint like a wounded man in the streets of the city, as their life is poured out on their mother's bosom.
What can I say for you? To what compare you, O daughter of Jerusalem? What can I liken to you that I may comfort you, O virgin daughter of Zion? For your ruin is vast as the sea. Who can heal you?
Your prophets have seen your false and deceptive visions. They have not exposed your iniquity to restore your fortunes, but have seen for you oracles that are false and misleading.
All who pass along the way clap their hands at you. They hiss and wag their heads at the daughter of Jerusalem. Is this the city that was called the perfection of beauty, the joy of all the earth?
All your enemies rail against you. They hiss, they gnash their teeth, they cry. We have swallowed her. Ah, this is the day we longed for. Now we have it. We see it.
And we see come back to the Lord now. The Lord has done what he purposed. He has carried out his word, which he commanded long ago. He has thrown down without pity. He has made the enemy rejoice over you and exalted the might of your foes.
Their heart cried to the Lord, O wall of the daughter of Zion, let tears stream down like a torrent day and night. Give yourself no rest, your eyes no respite.
Arise, cry out in the night at the beginning of the night watches. Pour out your heart like water before the presence of the Lord. Lift your hands to him for the lives of your children who faint for hunger at the head of every street.
Look, O Lord, and see. With whom have you dealt thus? Should women eat the fruit of their womb? The children of their tender care? Should priest and prophet be killed in the sanctuary of the Lord?
In the dust of the streets lie the young and the old. My young women and my young men have fallen by the sword. You have killed them in the day of your anger, slaughtering without pity.
You summoned, as if to a festival day, my terrors on every side. And on the day of the anger of the Lord, no one escaped or survived. Those whom I held and raised my enemy destroyed.
Yeah, so chapter 2 is much about what the Lord has done. In verse 17, it says the Lord has done what he has purposed. And verse 5, it says the Lord has become like an enemy. And the idea is, even in verse 13, like who can heal Jerusalem? Like nobody can. God has crushed it so badly. But he will. He will return Jerusalem, restore Jerusalem when he brings the people back.
Right.
Okay, we will pick up Lamentations 3 tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.